Someone on the line who is near and dear to my heart. She is one of my mentors. She is a fellow Texan, whether she meant to be or not. And she's part of one of our dynamic duos. So I'm going to see if Miss Erica Hicks, one of our success coaches, is here to join us right now.
Yes, ma'am, Amy, I am available. Thank you so
Hi.
much for that lovely introduction. All right, everybody, again, thank you for joining us for our training this evening. I'm just going to share some tips and tricks with you. For those who don't know, I'm here in El Paso. Weather is actually great this evening, but enough about weather. Let's go ahead and hop into these tips and tricks. So I want to talk about getting personal today. The only thing I want you to think about is your personal connection to travel and the travel industry. That's the only thing I want you to think about. And we're going to talk about getting personal, okay? The first question I want you to ask yourself is, why do I love travel? Think about that, okay? Now, are you that person that answers, I saved up all my money for babysitting money for 4 years to travel to Italy with my grandparents, because you love the culture, or are you that travel agent that just says travel takes me out of my comfort zone and inspires me to see, taste, and try new things? The next question I want you to ask yourself is, what do I love about selling travel? Okay. Now, are you that agent that says, well, it's like putting together a puzzle for me when I, piece together these great vacations, is it a challenge, but do you love that challenge? Or are you that travel agent that loves selling travel because you just love putting together destination weddings, honeymoons that your clients dreamed of? There's another question I want you to ask yourself, okay? And that is, what experience impacted your decision to become a travel agent? Is it because you ended up having a ton of fun planning your own vacation and wanting to bring that level of service and integrity to others? Or are you going to be honest and say, you know what, I had a horrible travel experience with an agent that did not qualify us for a trip, and I ended up being the one to fill in the potholes? Are you that agent? Be honest with yourself, okay? And then next, I want you to ask yourself, what's my favorite thing about working with my clients? Now, you may be new, that's fine. But in this case, you still want to be honest, what do you want to be a favorite thing about working with your clients? Is it that you love hearing your clients tell you, they were treated like royalty during their stay at one of the resorts that you recommended? Or is it you absolutely love to see your clients' reactions after their trips, even when they come back looking 10 years younger? In that case, you did an awesome job as far as qualifying your client and so forth. Last but not least, I want you to ask yourself, what kind of travel experience do I want them to have? Do you want your clients to discover something about themselves that they didn't know before they traveled? Or do you want them to do something adventurous that they have done for the first time? Now, you may be saying, well, why am I asking myself all these questions? These are great questions that your client should know about you, should they ever ask. And then also, I want you to do a challenge with me. I want you to take one of those questions and I want you to post it on social media, your response. I want you to post it on your personal page. If you have a business page as well, go ahead and post it on your business page and see how your audience engage with you as well. So that's enough about that. At this time, I do want to go ahead and bring someone to the line who is awesome, awesome, awesome. Her name is Kenesha Travis. She is a IATAN card holder, and she's going to give us a training on travel joy. Kenesha Travis, are you available?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I sure can. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. Hi, guys. For anyone who do not know me, I am Kenesha Travis. As Erica said, I have been in the business for 2 years. And as she said, I am an I-10 card holder. I have been on the top income earners. I have been number one in the quarter. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. But as she said, I will be talking to you guys about Travel Joy. And I personally am excited because I love Travel Joy. I must say, I started with Travel Joy, and we had Travelify. I tried Travelify, but my beloved Travel Joy, I came back to it. So I am going to share my screen. 1 second. So for anyone who do not know what Travel Joy is a CRM. What exactly is a CRM? CRM is a customer relationship manager or client relationship manager, whatever one you want to call it. That's just what we call it. Travel Joy does have a lot of components. It may be a lot, but I am going to take it step by step and explain every step of it so you guys can be like master travel joyers in like the future. At first, I told myself, how should I do this? But I wanted to show you guys my dashboard because I'm very transparent. I mean, it just is what it is. Oh, I'm actually going to stop my video. How about that? But this is the dashboard for Travel Joy. I'm going to explain the dashboard. I'm going to explain the tabs on the side. We will be talking about individual trips. I'm going to teach you how to start from the beginning. So how to create a client, how to send an inquiry form, how to send a proposal, everything. This is literally going to be from point A all the way to Z. If you guys do have any questions during my training, please put them in the chat box. I will go through them at the end. Like I said, this is going to be a lot of information. So if you need to take notes, I'm going to give you a minute to grab a pen and a piece of paper. But once again, I will answer all questions at the very end. So let's get started. As I said, Travel Joy has a lot. This is what everyone will see on their dashboard. These ones are basically movers to, it's like the client trip stages. These are all the trips that you have as of right now. So you see I have 21 active trips, archived. I'll show you how to archive them, but those are basically the ones that I took off my dashboard so it won't be cluttered. The first thing in your client trip stages is the inquiry. We all know that when you send someone an email, it's basically like you're asking them about like what do they want in their vacation. The inquiry form is very easy. Travel Joy actually has a default one. I will teach you how to make it a little bit different if you want to. I love their default one. I put some extra things in it, but you can use that as like a proxy to start. So the ones that you see, all the trips is in an inquiry. After the inquiry form is a follow-up. Trips will only be in a follow-up if the client has questions, if you send an email or anything of that nature. Proposal sent is exactly what it says. Anytime that you send a proposal, it's going to be in like this little bucket. Once you look, if you click the buckets, you'll see exactly which trip is in that particular stage. Proposal approved is exactly what I said. Again, it is when the client actually have approved in a proposal. The trip books, how many trips you book, how many clients departed. I do have a client now. That's why you see one in that particular bucket. And then once the client returns, it will come in here. Most of these stages will be automatic. If you do need to see all of them, just click on all. If you ever, If you ever don't remember what I just said as far as these buckets, if you push this little wheel for settings, it'll tell you exactly which bucket is for what. And also you can add stages right here. I personally wouldn't add anything because the client flow is flawless. So that right here is the client buckets. Next, we're going to go, and this particular one is the first tab, which is your dashboard. Next, we're going to go to tasks. If you have any tasks that were due, whether payment dues, you have to process a payment, any emails that have to be done, they will show up in here. If you have anything that's overdue, it's going to show here. I don't have any, but as you can see this week, I have scheduled emails that have to go out to my clients. So I'm going to teach you automations a little bit later, but like I said, anything that you need a task is going to be in this particular section. Calendar, super duper easy. The blue ones right here, that is the task. So the dark blue is the task. The green right here is the client birthdays, and the light blue are the client trips that you have in that particular month. I did not mean to do that, but that's okay. As you can see, if you do click on one of these, it will take you to that particular client trip. If you want to go back to it, which is super duper easy, just click on calendar. The good thing about the calendar, I'm not sure how many people do it or want to do it, but I start every month with my calendar. I personally like to be a little bit more personal with my clients. So I do send out birthday cards to my clients. And like I said, it tells you when the client's birthday is. I do all of my cards on the first of the month and send them out so everyone can get a personalized birthday card from me. I'm going to go quickly. No, I'll go to clients right next. Clients. For anyone who is new to Travel Joy, you are able to import your clients. There are two ways that you can import it. The first way is you can download the form that that Travel Joy gives you. You can copy, you can paste it. I keep getting things. Can people see my screen? Because I'm getting emails saying that they can't see it. Can you guys see it?
I can see it.
Is it
Yes,
big
we can
or
see it.
is it small?
It's a good size, Kenesha.
Okay, thank you. So as far as importing your clients, you have, like I said, you have two options. The first option is you download the spreadsheet. It's kind of like an Excel sheet that you can copy and paste all of your clients, your client data. This part, if you choose to do it, it's instant. So once you download, you copy and paste it. So if you have like Wix, if you have GoDaddy, if you have tests like I used to have, anything where you had your client's information in, you, like I said, just paste it into the correct field, you upload it. Well, you save it, of course. You save, then you upload it, and it will automatically import all of your clients. Or if you don't feel like doing that, which some of us, I know we are busy, you can just upload whatever file you have and have Travel Joy do it for free. But the only thing is this takes about 3 to 5 business days. So if you do have that type of time, which is A-okay, you can just upload it and Travel Joy will input all your clients. As you can see, these are all my clients. What I do love about this, so if you see this, this is how many trips that they have booked with me. This right here is that they have input their credit card authorization or, well, credit card numbers, I should say, credit cards in the system. Everything is encrypted, which is the best. So, you know, you're not breaking any rules or laws or anything like that. I'm going to go back to the dashboard really fast because I did want to show you. If I do have enough time at the end, I'll show you how to do group trips. But I do want to focus on individual trips because I think at this time, most of us are doing individual trips. But like I said, if I do have some time left, I will show you guys how to do a group trip and a group booking page and anything like that. First things first, this is what you're going to see when you create a trip. you're going to see the client's name. You're going to see the date of the trip or the vacation. If you hover over this, you're going to see the exact date. So if you don't, of course, you only see the first date, but if you hover over, it'll tell you the exact date of the trip. When you see these numbers under updated, that's when the last communication between you or the client. So if I send a message to the client or the client sends a message to me, it's going to update. Right here are the stages. Remember I told you the stages of the client trip. So as you can see, this one has booked. This is the one that I'm just going to be using for as a test through this. So don't worry about that one. And then who we're waiting on. And these all change automatically. The only one that doesn't change automatically is trip booked. And the reason why that one doesn't change automatically is because, we have to take the credit card authorization, we have to go to the supplier, and we actually have to book it. TravelJoy is just a manager, so it's not like it can book the trips for us. So that's the only thing that doesn't go automatically. So I think that is enough as far as like the ins and out of the dashboard and some of the tabs. So with that, I am going to create a trip. First things first, super easy. We're going to go to this red button and go to create trip. First thing you have to do is find a picture. You can search a destination, say you want to go to Jamaica. These are pictures you can choose. All these pictures are royalty free, so you don't have to worry about getting sued by nobody. You want to do St. Lucia. Let's see if they have anything for that. Oh, they do. We're going to do St. Lucia just because I'm going there soon. And you also have the option to upload. So if you want to upload, if you have a picture on your computer, you can do that as well. That's easy. Just to show you guys, I'll just do that really quick. I'll take this one just because. And now every correspondence that I have with the client, this is the picture that they will see. Next, we're going to do primary traveler. If it's a client that I've had before, I can just type their name. If it is someone that this is their first interaction with me, you can just do create new. For this purpose, we're just going to create new. Of course, we want to create me because I want to give you guys the full effect. So I'm actually going to go in my email so you can see it from the client's view as well. And we're just going to add the client. Under this is more trip details. If you want to do this, you can, like if you have the information, but if this is a new client and I haven't had the inquiry form or anything like that, there's nothing that I can put there. So I would just go ahead to create trip. Now we get to the dashboard. I'm going to do the whole process first, and then I'll get to each of these files. As you can see, once I created this trip, it goes into the inquiry file. First things we want to do, like I said, I don't really know who this person is. She just reached out to me through some type of social media or whatever the case may be. What we're going to do first is, okay, I know that you want to book with me, but I don't know where you want to go. I don't know when you want to go. I don't know how many people, I don't know any of that information. So in order to get that information, we're going to go to create and we're going to go to form. TravelJoy already has, so you see the client inquiry form. They already have some default templates in their system, which makes it easier for us. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to use the default. If you did have another traveler in this, you can add them to these emails. You can add them to always get email CC to them. Next is going to say review email. This is what the client will see. And this is pre-written by Travel Joy as well. I'm actually okay with everything that they say. So I never change it, but if you want to change it, that's perfectly fine. It says, hi, Kenesha, thank you for reaching out to me. I'll know more about what you need or if I could be a good fit. Can you fill out this few details? I'll be in touch soon. They do allow you to put your own signature in. So if you do use something like, for this example is Y stamp. If you have your own signature, you are able to put it in there. I'll show you that a little bit later as well. So you don't have to keep putting your signature every single time, because that can be troublesome. The signature, because I can see some of the email, some of the questions. The signature is done through Y stamp. I'll put that. I'll put the link in later. So the good thing about this messenger tab for your client, well, for yourself, I would say, is if you hover over here, it tells you exactly when you sent this. I love this because if a client opens an email that you sent through here, because you can send messages through here. If a client opens an email that you sent through Travel Joy, it's going to be a button right here. It's going to show you exactly the date and the time that your client opened it. So there is no way that they can say, I've never seen it. I don't know exactly what's going on. Mrs. Kenesha Travis, guess what? You opened this September 25th at 6:11. So that's always, always, always a plus. Let me see if it went through. Hopefully it did, because like I said, I'm trying to give you both sides of the spectrum. Come on, Gmail, I need you to work. And guess what? It does not want to work. So let's see, kenesha@ravenworld.com. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. If not, I'm going to use another one, which I know works. Let's see really fast, because it does not want to work. The good thing about this, and no, this, I actually sent this one. I'm actually talking about the client inquiry form. So that one I actually did send. But it doesn't want to send. No worries. It's okay. What I will do is I will find another Kenesha that I know that I have the email. The good thing about right here is you can find every single client you have. And as you can see, I did a lot of testing. So let's see. Let's try this one. I'm going to try it one more time. Come on, Gmail. We've been doing so well. It's okay. I will use this one. Nope, that's the one we just did. Where's my other Kenesha one? Here it is, the honeymoon one. I'll use this one because I know this one works. So like I said, we will start from the beginning, create. We're going to go to form. We're going to go the client inquiry form. We're going to review the email, and then we are going to click send. While I give it time, I'm going to log into that particular email because it is very, very important for you guys to see both sides, to me at least, of the spectrum, so you can see exactly what your client is seeing as well. It is here. Let's see if I can input it in here. All right, this is going to be a little bit difficult, but it's fine. Can you guys still see my screen? Just type yes in the chat if you can. Thank you. So this is what the client sees. They will click on the button, and on the button, it's going to take them to the form. I'm going to quickly fill this out because, like I said, I want you guys to get the whole entire experience. We'll say January 1st to the 7th. Are your dates flexible? What's your departure city? I am in Pittsburgh, which is PIT. How many travelers? We're going to say 2. What is your budget? I'm feeling fancy. 2,500 to 4,500. Hotel preference, we'll say luxury. What kind of vibe are you looking for? We'll say romantic because it's quote unquote honeymoon. What activities are you interested in? Nightlife, arts and theaters, why not? Anything you absolutely must do or see? Anything else you would like me to know? So based on this, remember, we are looking in client form. They can ask you a question or they can submit a form. They're going to submit the form. And this is automatic. Every time they submit a form, this is what they're going to see. Thank you. I'll be in touch shortly. So back to the message thread. Once you get that, as you can see, it updates. It updates exactly to the questions that I answered on the form. I love TravelJoy because everything that you've ever done with the client is in this little message thread. As I was saying, this is the little button that you will see. You see that I opened it September 25th at 6:26 p.m. From this, you'll go on Vax, you'll go on Go Vacations, you'll go on any type of supplier. You want to take this information that you got from the form. You're going to put it in Vax. I'm not going to do that part, but you're going to create a proposal for this client. The same button that we used for the form, we're going to go to create. I'll show this really quickly, but this isn't the one I'm going to use. So TravelJoy has started the smart proposal, and it's kind of like, it's a little bit similar to Travelify when it comes to the way things look. So you can go ahead and do your title, you can add a section, you can add an item, but because I don't personally do my proposals in TravelJoy, I don't use this, but you can. This is like a good tool if you want to. I personally use Adobe Spark, which we do have a training on the website. So once again, go to create. We're going to go to proposal. If you're sending more than one proposal, I will definitely say to name it. For example, if I'm sending 2, I would say, okay, if this person wants to go to Cancun, Mexico, Jamaica, whatever the case may be, I'll say like Jamaica, and I'll say like Hideaway. I guess I can do Hideaway in the Grill. Three types of ways that you can send a proposal. They have the file upload. So if you created one in like a Canva or Post My Wall or whatever you use, you can upload it. They have my favorite, which is the web link, because like I said, I use Adobe Spark. And then they have a new document, which is just plain space. You can start from scratch, that is, if you choose, and you can make a whole proposal right then and there. Like I said, my favorite is web link, so I do have that up. Let's refresh this. I'm going to get the link real quick. We're going to copy this, and then we're going to paste it. Click next, save and review email. This is what the client will see. Put together your proposal. You can ask a question, approve the proposal, review. And then once again, we're going to click send. All right, so we're going to go back to the website. As you can see, it says your proposal. It has the infamous blue button where they can review I do see the questions coming in, but certain ones I will leave to the end because it's a lot as far as the answer. So the client has, once they click the proposal, they have two options. They can review the proposal right here, just using right inside the message, or they can review in a new window. So it's totally up to the client on how they want to review the proposal. And this is what the proposal looks like. So, okay, so I'm the client. I looked at it. Oh my God, it looks amazing. This looks so good. I really want to go to St. Lucia now. I'll go back to the Travel Joy and I'll go ahead and approve the proposal. Once again, like I said, every time they submit a form, they will see this, the thank you message. We're going to go back to here and we will see that the proposal was approved. As you can see, remember the client buckets that I said at the very beginning, like the client map. Every time the client does something, it changes them. So remember, it started off in the inquiry and then it went to proposal sent. And now that the proposal was actually approved, it's going to change. And also right here, now that the proposal was approved, it shows that now the client is waiting on me. So I must do something. After that, so once we, like I said, I'm taking you guys through the whole journey. Oh, something else I did want to show you is whichever email address that you have attached to Travel Joy, you will get these emails as well. So I'm going to get the same email that I got as far as every time the client submits something, they send it to your whatever email address is attached directly to the Travel Joy. And it tells me that it was actually approved. So if I wasn't doing this training and I just wasn't on Travel Joy, I can actually look at my email and it tells me that it's been approved, which means I need to go into Travel Joy. After that, so what do we do after it's approved? We go and we have to create an invoice. Once again, our favorite handy dandy blue button. This is where you can create an invoice. As you can see, there are two types of invoices. One is direct and one is supplier. Because we work with Archer and we can't take funds, like we can't funnel funds through our stuff, the only way that you should be using the direct one is for any fees that you're collecting. So if you want to collect like a research fee, a retainer fee, if your terms and conditions say that if you're late on a payment, you have to pay a fee, whatever fee it is, you can collect it through the invoice direct. That one, once the client submits their information, it will be, it gets charged by Travel Joy and then deposited into your bank account. The next one is the invoice supplier. The difference is it does not charge the client right away. It doesn't charge the client at all. It just collects the client's credit card information and you take that information and you plug it into whichever supplier that you're using. So I'm going to show you into the invoice for the supplier because that's the one that we're going to be using. Mostly, I should say. From here, you have to add the items. So add the items, give me 1 second. I don't know what exactly is going on. Sorry, guys, that is the beauty of working from home. So if you hear my daughter in the background, please excuse her. So when it comes to doing a invoice, you have to add an item. You can add by, depending on what you're putting in this package, you have the option of adding air. You have the option of adding hotel. You have the option of adding insurance or whatever the case may be. My favorite personally is just putting package, because what I usually do is a package. Sorry about that. I would put something like all-inclusive resort. I would say something like round trip flight. Transfers, excursions, whatever you're putting in the package, that's what you put. The quantity is people. So how many people is actually going to be in the trip? The unit cost. So how much is it per person? I would say it's about $1,200 per person. We're just putting any number. Start date and end date is, I usually put that for the actual trip date. They also, what I like about, I haven't used it yet, but which is really, really good for reporting, is the commission. I don't know why this is there, but our commission is 80. So if you wanted to put your commission there, you can just search for the supplier. Funded is my fave. The booking date. So whenever, for the booking date, it's not the date that you quoted the client. It is not the date that you sent them the proposal. The booking date is the date that you put money or on the actual reservation, or you save the reservation, or whatever that case may be. That is the booking date. You can put your expected commission in here. And then once it's done, you can put the collected commission, and these ones right here you see is like crossed out. That means it's not visible on the actual invoice, but as you can see, these ones will be on the invoice. If you want to, you can add the invoice name. They always have terms and conditions in there. TravelJoy does have its default one, so this is the default one. Right here is very important. As you can see, since it's 2 people for $1,200, it's $2,400 in total. You can use the add payment button. This one is only if you want to add one at a time. So if I say, okay, my client is going to pay, I would say the deposit, I'll say $500. Change the description to deposit. And I'm going to say today. So if you want this package today, you have to pay the deposit of $500. You also have the option to add multiple payments. My favorite is monthly. A lot of people ask, well, how do I put my client on a payment plan? This is the way that you put your client on a payment plan. If I'm telling my client that the due date is the 25th, I'm going to say, okay, well, I want all of her payments to be, I always do the day before, because if I do anything after, it's still a computer. If I did like the 26th, it's going to have her first or her next payment as in 9/26. So we don't want to do that. Ending on is the date that the final payment is due. I am just going to make one up for the sake, since this date is coming up, we're just going to use that. And then I love to put equal. And right here is going to create a schedule. So as you can see, the deposit is $500, and TravelJoy already made the schedule of payments for my client. Next, save and review email. And then we're going to click send. So you already made the invoice. The client has the monthly payment schedule. TravelJoy does have a I'll go, like I said, I'm going to talk about the automations, but they do have an automation that's set up that it will send an email to your client a certain amount of days that you pick to put to send a payment due reminder. So that's even better because I don't know who has time to remember when everyone's date has to be paid for each month. So let's go back to me as the client. And here's my invoice. As you see, this is the client view. We're going to open the invoice. It's going to show me the exact same thing I just saw. So from here, it has, I can enter the amount that's due, I can pay it off in full, or I can put other. It allows you to, it allows you to put the card information, so it's not gonna allow me to do it because it's not a real card, but I'm just giving you examples. Oh, you know what, I can use, excuse me. No, I'm not gonna use my card, sorry guys, but it allows them to put all the information in. They can save their credit card. The good thing about them saving their credit card is when it comes to them submitting any other payments, because they save their credit card, they'll have a little drop box in order to put that card to pay like the following payments with that particular card. So this is basically how it looks. They'll have their payment schedule, so they can't say they didn't have a payment schedule. And then it allows them to authorize a payment. Because I didn't put any card there, then I'll just see what happens when we ask the question. So when they ask a question, it's just a box. So it looks like a kind of like the message on their end, and I'll just say hi for training purposes so we can see it. And then click send. So we're going to go back to our file. You see right here. So the messages are very, very seamless. Files, what I really like. So I is for itinerary. I'm sorry, I is for invoice, so you can see the invoice that we just created. Once they put in their information, because this is supplier, you will have to go back in here and go mark as paid. Once you mark as paid, the client will see their receipt, and this is basically what the receipt shows. So I is for invoice. Let's go back. P is for proposal, and F is for form. So no matter how many forms you send, how many proposals you send, how many invoices you send, everything will be in the file section. The three dots, this is always mean you're going to edit it. So you can edit it, you can rename, you can resend, get the invoice link. If they say they're not getting, you can send it to them directly. Also right here as well, if you ever had to edit the trip, you can do it right here. You can choose the photo. If you didn't like that one, you can go ahead and say, I don't like that one, let's pick this one. And from that point on, all of the messages and things will have the new photo. The task, like I said, because my payment is on automation, you're going to see that, oh, I have, the reason you see so many is because I have different invoices because I was practicing on it. But these are the task is going to be automatic because it's going to send an email to the client a week before the payment is due. Also, what I want to touch on really fast is notes. If you ever have a client who maybe just called you real quick and say, oh, Kenesha, I really need you to change someone's name. I need you to whatever it is, and they didn't like physically send it through email, which I still recommend if I'm talking to a client and they tell me something, I still send them an email. But if you don't have the time, I love notes. Good thing about notes as well is it tells you when you put the note in. So like I said, if the client said, I want to change the name of the person, just do a quick note. So you can say, oh no, remember on September 25th at 4:43, you told me that you wanted to change the person. And it's like, no, I didn't. Well, you did. But like I said, other than that, I will also still send an email of any conversations that you may have had with the client, so you guys will both be in agreement. What else did I want to tell you guys? So I showed you payment schedule. I showed you add monthly. We did client view. Let's see what else. Okay, let me just show you a quick direct invoice so you can kind of see the difference. So create direct invoices. They want to make sure, like, wait a second. Are you sure you want to just take these fees? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. So the invoice, like I said, is the same. The difference is direct is going to go directly to your bank account. You can choose how you want to accept the payment. So like I said, direct is for if you want to have any fees. If you have like a retainer fee, whatever terms and conditions you had that said they had to pay a fee and you need them to pay it, you can use this. Just remember, if you do direct only, credit card processing is 3.5% plus 30%, well, plus 30 cents, and then bank transfer is 1.5%, but it takes about 5 to 7 days to get in your account. But it looks the exact same. So everything is the exact same. I do want to take you guys back to settings, automate. No, not that one yet. So if you want to take direct payments, you do have to go to settings and direct payments. There is a few steps that TravelJoy have to take to make sure, number one, it's you. So you do have to like input your bank information. I think you have to do like a W-9 or some type of form. And so once you are approved for that, they'll send you an email. So that works. I just seen something about signature. Let me see, where is my signature? Hold on, before I show that, I want to go to templates. Someone asked about, I'm going to go through it. Confirmations. These are TravelJoy's default ones. I'm actually okay with them, but if you don't want that, anytime like someone submits a form, this is what they'll see. If you want to change the message, that's perfectly fine. So they have one for a client submits a form, they have one for a client approves a proposal, and then they have one for a client pays an invoice. Emails. They have default emails or email templates. I am learning email marketing. So as you can see, my number 1 through 9 are my basically welcome emails for my new clients and things like that. But TravelJoy does have anything that says default. They have default emails. You can change them. You can doctor them up. What I really do like is that TravelJoy, they do have emails where you can send to your clients to collect their passport information. That's one thing that I really love, because sometimes us as travel agents, we look at our passport. We might know when it's expired, might not know the exact date, but we know the year. So sometimes I do like to, well, not sometimes, all of the times, because I do international travel, I send this email to my clients so that they can put their passport information in. Because often, I should say, they'll give you like a nickname. No, ma'am, I cannot book like travel packages with the nickname. So that can be a big problem. forms, which I love. You can do your own form. Travel Joy has their default form. So this is the one that we use, the client inquiry form, which is the default. This one is very easy to change. So if there was, like, if we wanted to do client name, and it's easy to change. Like I said, we can exit out. Let's say I just want their first and their last name. We can leave the suffix or the preferred name. Anything that has blue, this means that this will go into the client profile. So I'll show you the client profile too. So if you want it like, oh, you want the client email, just drag and drop. So forms are very, very easy to drag and drop. You can change them, you can update them, you can even embed them. I actually have my client inquiry form on my website. You can do that just by clicking embed, copying it, and then pasting it on your website. So that's easy. If you wanted to just go ahead and build a form on your own, super easy. Add form. And once again, we're just going to drag and drop. Client name. So stuff that you need, client name. You might need the address. You're definitely going to need their email. And I'll just clear it. But like I said, it's really easy to use. Invoices. That's what I showed you as far as the add the items. These are all interchangeable. So if you have like an insurance company that you always use, embed means you kind of putting it into your website. So if I copy it and I paste that link and I pasted it in my website, that form will sit on my website. So it will look like it's a part of my website. That's what embed means. Signatures. So if you wanted to change your signature, you just go to templates and signatures. If you want a signature like this, like I said, it's Y stamp. That's WISESTAMP. You can make it in Y stamp and you can just copy and paste it. And every encounter that I have with my clients, this is what they'll see. Terms and conditions. Travel Joy has its own terms and conditions. If you have your own, if you have your own, you can use those. But I would suggest that everyone get terms and conditions looked at to make sure your business is ran the way it's supposed to. I am probably going to be over, but something that I wanted to go over really, really fast, because I'm not sure how many people do groups, but Travel Joy has this awesome groups page. It's the exact same way that you can use for your individual trips, but it's a little bit different. You'll do create, you'll do group. And because I already have one, I don't want to create another one. I will, because like I said, I like to be very hands-on. I want you guys to know exactly what you're doing. Like I said, it's exactly like the other ones. I'll do a replica of my St. Lucia. So we'll do St. Lucia. Their starting date is June 23. So I'll change the dates a little bit just in case Travel Joy said, well, you already have them. Let's say December. Why not? This is the groups page. What I like about the groups page is you can do everything right here. This means I don't have to go to John Doe. I don't have to go to Kenesha. I don't have to go to Brittany. I don't have to go to John. I can do everything right here. We're going to create. Once again, they have two different ones. So you can do a group booking page direct or a group booking page supplier. We'll do supplier for training purposes. What are we going to name this? We'll just name it Raises Road to such and such. My company is Raises Road, so if you hear me say it a lot, that's why. I usually do like Raises Road to St. Lucia, Raises Road to Jamaica, Raises Road to Dominican Republic, whichever group trip I'm doing, it's going to be Raises Road in front of it. Right here, this is where you're going to put the information. What information? I usually put the resort information. I usually put maybe the entry requirements, what the resort has to offer. You can docker it up with pictures, so you can just upload it, browse for an image. And I'll just pick this one, probably not the best picture to pick, but that's the one that came up, so we're going to go with it. We're going to save it. You can make it smaller. You can also put video in here. Someone asked about embed, so I'm going to teach you what embed is really fast. Go to YouTube. We're going to copy the YouTube website. We're going to go back to TravelJoy and we're going to paste it and we're going to save it. And the video sits right on the page. That's what embed means. So it's just going to sit on here. I'm not going to make it look pretty, but I'm just giving you an idea of what you can put on here. What's included in the trip, we'll say if we're including flights, we're going to include some excursions. What's not included, travel insurance. If you have an itinerary, you put your itinerary in there. If you have a cancellation policy, so if you guys cancel, you owe me $50, whatever the case may be, whatever your cancellation policy is, this is where you're going to put it. My favorite part of this is the pricing and the travel limits. If I am doing a trip for a couples only, there is no way that the max travelers for my trip is going to be 4. It's going to be 2. So only 2 people can do it. When it comes to packages, we're going to add a package. This is good if you're doing cruises. You know how they have interior cabins, they have ocean view, they have balcony. You can do this for each particular category. I'll just say I'm doing St. Lucia, so we're going to do a junior suite. In the junior suite, I am going to, whatever the description is, price per person, we are going to say, this is going to be low, but whatever. We're going to say it's $600 per person. If you're looking right here, you can see that this is dynamic pricing. What does dynamic pricing mean? Dynamic pricing is, if it's only one person in the room, how much will it be? We're going to say $1,200. If it is 2 people in the room, how much is it? It's going to be $600. And then you're going to put your deposit per person. We'll say the deposit is $100. If you are doing a contractor group, that means you already know how many rooms you have of each category, because that's usually what I'll do. I'm going to say quantity is limited. I'm just going to say I only have 5 junior suite rooms available until is, when do you want the people to stop booking this particular package? We'll say January 1st, and we'll just say the final payment is, I'll just make one up. We'll say April 7th. So that's one. But like I said, if you want to do this, I think I can actually copy. The great thing is you can duplicate it, which is awesome. So we're going to say Junior Suite Diamond Club. Since we all know that Diamond Club is expensive, we'll just say this one is $1,800. So we're going to say this is $900. So ta-da, we have 10 rooms, we have 5 junior suite, we have 5 junior suite diamond clubs. The extra options right here is, say I wanted to give them an option for travel insurance. Travel insurance, we'll just say is $100. The deposit, we got, you got to pay travel insurance all in front. And then we'll say they can only purchase travel insurance until, I just use that date for now. Another good extra options would be any excursions that you haven't included in your package. What I love about here is once they book this through the site, because I'm going to show it because it does give you like a little web page. once they book, it shows them a monthly payment schedule. So how we did everything just as an individual group, it shows them the monthly payment schedule. So they can't never say, oh, I didn't know. So that is done with that particular one. And then next is the traveler's information. I have a form specifically for this. I'll just use my form, which is the group traveler form. For this particular form, all I ask for is their name, their email, and their birthday. And because I am asking for additional travelers, I'm going to do that one twice. And then we're going to publish. Once you publish, it's going to give you a website. You can put this website anywhere you want so someone can actually book your trip. Granted, I didn't make it look pretty, but this is essentially what they say. It allows them to book now. It allows them to pick whichever room they want. It allows them to pick the number of travelers. So as you can see, they already know if it's just me, I am paying $1,200. What's due now, because I put the deposit, is $100. They're going to continue to the traveler's information. I will put something here so we can just see how it goes. Anyone want to send me a gift? Yes, that is my real birthday. Then female. Then we're going to continue the payment. As you see, it says this is their monthly payment. They are able to add that card because this is the supplier one. Remember, it will not charge their card automatically. You're going to take this credit card information and you're going to go to the supplier, whichever supplier you're using, and you're going to charge the card. So that's that. If you guys want to see it in action, this is the one that I had with my group really fast. So as you can see, if they go to book now, this is what they see. And like it's literally the exact same process that I just taught you how to do. Once again, you're going to see, I'm going to have to go into my real one so I can show you a little bit in depth, which is okay. So when you go to the view group, right here where it says announce something to the entire group. I love this because if I have an important announcement, I don't have to go to everybody. I don't have to go to everyone one by one to say what I got to say. All I have to do is go here, announce to the group. I can send all, or I can send individually, which saves you a lot of time. It goes to group status. So group status, it tells you how many bookings you have, your total sales, and if you put the commissions in, it'll tell you that. It shows you who has what room, who's in that room. Good thing about this, you can download it, you can print it, especially for tax purposes. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. Speaking of tax purposes, they do have reports. So they have your commission and sales. They have your sales, they have your commissions, they have how much you made. Awesome, awesome, awesome for tax purposes. What else? I want to make sure I give you guys all the information that I can. What did I forget to do? Automations, that's what it was. So last thing will be automations, and I'm so sorry that I went over, and I am going to make sure that I get to everyone's question. So settings, automation. This right here is for the payment reminders. If you have the time, by all means, you can go send payment reminders to yourself, so you can send the payment reminders to the clients if that's what you choose. By all means, I don't have that type of time, so my favorite is automatically send the payment reminders to the clients. You can pick your dates. Mine's at 7. You can pick your times, which is 11 o'clock. Use the invoice payment due soon. It's a default, so the template is in TravelJoy. and then mark the task as complete when it's done. So every 7 days before the payment is due for the client, they will get an email that says payment is due soon. Something I actually did want to show you was you can actually do promo codes. If you wanted to do promo codes, depending on how you do your trips, where is my trip? I'm going to go into my St. Lucia really fast. And I'm going to go to my group file. So this is my particular booking page that I made for St. Lucia. This is the pricing. And at the very bottom, you can see Costa Rica 2021, and it says negative $100. So if anyone puts that in, it'll take some money off of their booking. That's a little bit more advanced, but it does, Traveljoy does allow you to do that. If you are a person who does like email marketing, and for example, you have like an onboarding sequence for your clients when they book with you, you are able to do that in templates, and it's in task lists. So you can see I have my welcome email sequence. So I have them confirm the email received. I asked them, I'm going to show you this one. I asked them about travel insurance. Let me go back to the travel insurance one. But you can automate it. So these different ones will be sent without me having to even go on Traveljoy, and it sends automatically. I will go to, let me see if I can go to my demo one. I have like 1,001 demo Kenesha ones, but that's okay. So if you go to tasks, because you can do tasks automatically from here. If you add a task, let's say send welcome home email, for example, you can pick a due date. Like we know that Kenesha is going to come back on January 7th, but this is why I wouldn't put the direct due date. I like to do select relative due date because let's say 2 days after her end date, and we're going to do it at 11. The good thing about doing a relative due date is because if for any reason that this client decides to change their trip, this automation is going to change as well. You just click on automation, automatically send an email to the client. Which email do you want to send? We're going to send the welcome home email. We want to send to the primary traveler. If you want to send yourself a copy, you can mark task as complete with done, and then you save it. Voila, automations are completely done. And that is, yes, I'm pretty sure I am done with that. Someone asked about gift cards. I've never actually looked into gift cards, but it looks like they can purchase a gift card for your particular bill, your business, which is cool, I guess. But that is the end of my training for Traveljoy. I really, really, really hope that it helped you guys tremendously. Like I said, I love Traveljoy. I've tried Travelify, I've tried Test, but I went back to Traveljoy. Yes, I am done. Thank you guys. I will go through the chat box to see if I missed questions, because I know I did. And oh, one thing I did want to tell you, I'm surprised no one asked. How much is Traveljoy? I'm surprised no one asked, which is okay. Traveljoy is $30 a month, but I do have a link that I'm about to put in the chat right now. If you want to try Traveljoy, the link that I am putting in, you can get the first 3 months for $15. So if you kind of just want to dibble and dabble to see exactly if this is for you, that's perfectly fine. But I just inputted that link. If you guys have any questions, please type them in the chat. I don't know if Erica wants to read them, Amy wants to read them, or tell me if I missed something. You guys can let me know.
You got it, Amy?
Sure. I am scrolling through, Kenesha. That was awesome. Awesome. I use Travel Joy and I still learned like 14 things as always. So thank you so much. Let's see. So the first question that I see that after you finished answering was, okay, so what if you have people traveling by automobile within the US?
You can still use Travel Joy for that. It's if they're paying an invoice and you still have to do like the inquiry form and everything like that, you can still use it the same way. It doesn't matter which way they're traveling. It's more so for you to get the inquiry, to send them a proposal, for them to accept the proposal, for you to send the invoice, and for them to send monthly payments. That's basically what it's for. So train, bus, walking, it doesn't matter. You can use this.
There are so many applauses and thank yous and how much they love this. And you've given confidence. They're not so nervous about doing groups anymore. So many thank yous. So I had a question. So if you, and I actually typed it in. So if you create a trip, not necessarily already have a group who wants to go wherever, you can create it and then post it and then just let people jump on board. Does that work as well?
Yeah, the only thing about that is I personally like doing it for groups, contract groups myself, because with a contract group, the price never change.
Okay.
So if you do one, just be mindful or put it like somewhere in your first booking page that prices are subject to change or subject to availability. So if they are going to use the booking page, that they can't say, oh my God, this is what the price I saw. You can definitely say that. I am going to put really fast in the chat. Someone asked, well, a lot of you guys asked about the signature. I put it in the chat where I got my signature from, where I created my signature from. And like I said, it's Y stamp. So you guys are A-okay with it. I'm just going to share my screen one more time, Amy, because I forgot to say one quick thing.
Go right ahead.
So the good thing about Travel Joy is, like I said, is every message that you saw in the message thread for the clients, you can save them all as a PDF. So yes. If anyone ever said, oh, you didn't have my authorization, or you never sent me this I just did it for training purposes. It tells you when they opened it. It tells you the date that they opened it. So as we know, as travel agents, always cover your behind. So once again, Travel Joy, anything that you send in the message thread can be, the whole message thread can be saved as a PDF if you ever need it. Hopefully you would never need it, but if you ever need it, definitely can be saved as a PDF. That is all.
Thank you. Thank you. Another question is asking if FunJet groups your way contracted.
Groups Your Way is not contracted. So it's two different ones. Groups Your Way is kind of like the, what is it called? No, it's not contracted.
Oh, when the opposite of.
Yeah, so it's like the one that you use and you get a code and you kind of use the code to link them all together. Like I said, with that particular one, it's good because you can link them all together so they can be combined as a group. But if you do use the code, it's still whatever the price is at the time of booking. It can go up, it can go down, it can go whatever the price is. Because when we're dealing with flights, it can be $500 one day and then it's $1,000 the next. So that's the difference between the Groups Your Way. It's called Group Ease now, and then the contracted group.
Because a contracted group, if you say that you're going to, for instance, book 10 cabins, whether you do or don't, you are responsible for the cost of all 10 of those cabins. So just FYI on the contracted groups. The gift cards, I know you said you hadn't done, someone was asking about them. I did a gift card where you can do a percentage off, or you can do a dollar amount off, and it can be for, a specific trip, or just in general, like, let's say you have a planning and research fee, and you might have a gift card that someone can give to someone else to take a percentage off of that, or a dollar amount off of that, or the price of the trip. But they're really easy. You just fill in the information on doing those. Here's a great question, Kenesha. When do you send the Archer credit card authorization form?
The good thing about Travel Joy is I want y'all to remember you have to send a credit card authorization form. It does not have to be Archer's. So if you take the exact wording of Archer's and put it in Travel Joy as a template, that's basically the same thing. So if you want to just basically recreate Archer's credit card authorization as a template in Travel Joy and use that, it's the same thing. And something that I couldn't show you guys because I didn't use my credit card. In Travel Joy, anytime that they put their credit card in there, they have to sign. So they have to, let me see if I can do it real quick. I'll show you guys after I put my card information in so you guys can see it, because I want you guys to see it. But you can continue reading the questions until I do that.
Okay. Lots more hand claps and love your way. Lots of thanks. Thank you. And someone's asking where they can find the recording of this training.
The recording is, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead, Amy. I'm still trying to get it out.
I was just going to say it'll be in your travel cafe in your back of your website. We have all of our trainings, almost every single one back there. You've got the link for if they want to try it out for 15. And we have another question. How do you compute the information on evolution and how to handle the credit card form? I think that was probably, if they
Okay.
just asked it.
I got it. No worries. Let me do this real quick. I'm just gonna put anything. Let's put $100. I'm trying to recreate the invoice really fast so I can show them that you are able to use this.
Did you put the email for the signature in the chat somewhere already?
I did, yes.
Okay, so Paula, just look through the chat messages and that email will be in there. I haven't scrolled down that far yet.
I am almost there, guys, because like I said, I want to show that this is in compliance and you do get signatures when every time someone does a credit card authorization. Let me authorize this payment really fast.
Someone said that this is like having a virtual assistant.
Oh, well, the good thing is I actually can show you without putting my credit card information. So I'm going to share my screen again really fast. So like I said, on the invoice where everyone can do the, you can do whatever amount you want and they can do their credit card, and then it has like the terms and conditions right here. Anybody who fills out an invoice, they have to sign. They can just sign by typing, or which counts as a wet signature. So it's in compliance. It's basically telling they're telling you that it's okay for me to charge their card. So definitely okay to do. Something else that I wanted to show, which I forgot to do, someone asked about the insurance. So the insurance is under templates and forms. it should say travel insurance. So let me scroll down. This is really, really great, especially in the times that we're in. You can send this form to your client. It says you accept or you decline travel insurance. If they accept it, you can add the travel insurance, let them know that the travel insurance has to be paid up front. If they decline and they lose all of their money, guess what? You can go ahead and save that PDF that says, and this, I believe this one makes them sign as well. So if anything happens to their trip, download that PDF and say, on such and such date, at such and such time, you decline travel protection, and there's really nothing that you can do. So, like I said, always cover your behind.
Miss Kenesha, on the credit card authorization form, must you get a signature for each time they make a payment?
They do. They collect a signature for it. They don't care if it's 1 penny. They will collect a signature every single time. The only time that they'll get it once is if you're paying in full.
I see that address now for ystamp.com. That's where you can go to look for the signature page. And is that can't be it. Let me just scroll back. Up, here comes another one. Insurance, how to find the amount. Is it something you find with the subscribers? Asking how much the insurance is.
So if you're doing insurance through the supplier, each supplier is different. Funded, I know I think it's like $79.99 to $99.99 for the travel credit, depending on the location of the destination. And then I believe for the cash back option is about $219. So budget price might be different from GoGo Vacation, which might be different from Expedia if you use them, or like GoAway. So it's based on the suppliers.
Ma'am, I think we have answered all the questions. You guys, if I have overlooked anything, I apologize. Just if your question wasn't answered, type it in the chat real fast. And while we have Kenesha here, don't inbox her later, ask it now.
I see Paula says she has a question. I don't know if she can't type it in or not. I don't know. I don't know if she still has the question because I was just scrolling through and it
Right.
says she
Yeah, the one.
question.
Paula, if you still have that question, go ahead and if you could type that in the chat box for us real quick. Okay, yes, we'll wait for you. Joetta, thank you for coming.
Or Paula, if you don't want to send it to everyone, because I don't know what your question is, feel free to message me directly. So whatever you guys decide. But I have fun doing this. Like I said, I hope you guys learned a lot. I actually learned some things while I was prepping for this. So if you want to message me directly, you go to where it says everyone, you find my name in the chat box. And then you can message me directly on Zoom. No, you do not. The only thing that you have to put Archer's Florida number on is your business card. That's it. What you guys also need to learn is, if you guys don't mind me saying this, Archer is your host agency. It is not your business. So anything that you do, it still should be branded as your business. So you're not going to see anything Archer in Kenesha's business because, like I said, that's my host agency. And I think that we all get stuck in that, oh, your archers are host agency, but that's not your business. Everything that my clients will see would say raises road travel. Everything would say raises road travel. Nothing on it is going to say evolution. Nothing on it is going to say archer, because I am an independent contractor. So you guys have to get that out of your head that's it. Archer business cards. And when it comes to suppliers, I add a number. That's it.
I think in the beginning, I didn't understand. I was so worried about permissions and copy, all that kind of stuff. But if you understand being an independent contractor, those things aren't going to be anything you have to worry about at all. Someone is asking, Kenesha, if you can get the $15 promotion if you've already created an account.
I don't think so. I think you can only get it for new accounts.
And that would be the case even if they're still in their trial period?
I believe so. I mean, if you want to start with another email address, you ain't hear it from me, but it's possible.
You're welcome.
Okay. So if you have multiple people going to a resort, the best thing you can do is do the group page. And within the group page, like I said, you can send them, okay, so there are two options. When you create a trip, you know what, let me walk you through because I want to make sure you guys are getting it. I'm going to go back to my handy dandy test one on myself. When you create a trip, you can actually add as many travelers as you want. So if I don't even think my husband is on here. Oh, my husband is. So if I wanted to add Rob, or I wanted to add Kenesha again, and then I wanted to add Kenesha again, I can save all of these travelers. So all of the travelers that are right here, they're going to get all of these messages. Especially if I added like that, I want them to be CC'd right here. If I want them to be CC'd in all correspondence. So if I want to create a message, you see Kenesha, and Robert, I can say whatever I want to say. And when I send it, everyone will get those messages. If you do have a group, one thing I will say is make sure you have a group leader. What you don't want is you're talking to 5, 6 different people, and they all have different options, which means you're not going to get nowhere. Tell the group leader, tell the group they need to appoint one person as the group leader. Once they figure out where they want to go, that's where the proposal. So if you do a proposal, depending on, because like I said, I don't know exactly how you do your proposals. If you want to, just go ahead and go to the dashboard. We can leave this. Go to the dashboard. I'll go to my test, my St. Lucia test. You can view the group files. You can get the booking page link. You can copy and paste it and give that to, or email that link to whoever you want. So you do want everyone to see that quote unquote proposal or whatever you're making for them. That's probably the easiest way. But the easiest way is to talk to one person in that group. That's just what I do.
Kenesha, what about if their departure airport is different from the group departure airport?
That's just semantics. You can just, if you want to, like if we're getting that deep into it, where it says pricing, if you want to, you can say, instead of junior suite, put junior suite departing from Philadelphia, junior suite departing from Dallas. So you know that if I'm looking at this one, I'm coming from Philadelphia, this is the price I'm looking at. If I'm coming from Dallas, this is the price I'm looking at. So that kind of.
Because the price will be different because of the airfare.
Exactly. Or if you are still having trouble, you can send the emails. I mean, if you want to send the same email to 6 different people.
This is a silly question, but I had to enter children in as, another traveler because I had to put their passport information in and everything. But now I've got like all these kids on my client page. Is there any way that you know of that I can like group them together? Because I don't need to, those kids aren't doing nothing.
No problemo. So you just remind me of something I forgot to teach you. One thing you can do is this. Once you create a client, this is the client profile form. If you ever need to update it, they have a form where you can update the form. So it has like the phone number, the email address, and everything. Relationship. This might what you'd be looking for, Amy.
It is on it like that, but when I had to actually put their own separate information in, like with the passport, it made them a whole separate. So
I would just keep that information because the information that you want in the passport is never going to, well, it'll change after 5 years, but that information, especially if they are repeat clients, that I would just keep. I have some kids in mind, so it's not a big deal.
Okay.
What else? Other stuff you can do is like if they're a part of any type of loyalty programs, you can add that in there. Important dates, that you want to remember for your clients, you can do that. Travel preferences will always be included, especially if they do the inquiry form. As Amy was saying, this is what is sent as a form, so the clients can fill that out as far as passport information. Payment information, if they do have a credit card on file, you can see it. After a certain amount, well, once they put it in, you're only going to see the last 4 because like I said, it has to be compliant. There's going to be a button that says show information. Once you click that button, you're going to have to put in your password again. So they know that it is you that is trying to access the client's credit card information. And then that's how you take the credit card information, pay the suppliers with it. And like I said, if you have any notes, and then how many trips that they have with you. But yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I don't see any more questions, which means I am done.
Kenesha, again, we can't thank you enough for that awesome information. That is just, it really does take lots of time and effort to put something like this together. So thank you. And this is awesome information. I want to be Kenesha when I grow up.
No, thank you guys. I just want to say thank you guys for investing in yourselves and allowing yourself to learn this information and get this information, because not a lot of people will take the time out to invest in their business. So you guys are very welcome. I am super duper excited that I was able to do this. I'm sorry that I went over, but I hope to help. Once again, use the link, you guys, especially if this is something that you are thinking about, or if, like I said, just use the link if you like, okay, let's try it. But thank you, Amy, for having me. I appreciate it.
You guys are so welcome. Thank you, Kenesha. And on behalf of our one-star platinum pineapple, Ms. Nina Jackson Mitchell, this training is officially over. Everyone, thanks for coming. Have a great night.